Please help my daddy reach 500 subscribers. Go Browns!
Dog What is up, Browns Pounds? Your boy Kodiak back with another video. Today I figured we'd talk about the dilemma that's going on, that seems to be going on with Rashard Higgins. As we know, Rashard Higgins got hurt earlier in the season. I think it was week 1, right? And he's now returned, but he's not getting much playing time. They're starting Antonio Callaway over him. Rashard Higgins has even came out and said that he doesn't understand why they're not using him more. Here's my thoughts and my opinions. Like I said, I don't know anything. These are just my thoughts. Rashard Higgins is not a John Dorsey guy. We all know that. And John Dorsey, and I've told this to many people, has a serious ego. He's going to choose his guys over the past regime's guys. So Antonio Callaway is going to get the favor over Rashard Higgins if they're both available. Now, do I believe that Rashard Higgins should be starting? Yes, I do. Rashard Higgins has earned that, and I don't see no reason why a guy such as Antonio Callaway, who has slipped up a couple times already in his NFL career, should be able to come back off suspension and get the job over Rashard Higgins. Now, I will say this. Antonio Callaway is probably more physically gifted than Rashard Higgins. I think a lot of us can agree on that. He has more potential if he can get his shit together. I truly believe that. He's a lot faster than Rashard Higgins is. But Rashard Higgins has mastered his craft. And Rashard Higgins seems to work very hard at his craft. We as Browns fans know when Rashard Higgins was brought into the league as a rookie, when we drafted him, he wasn't much at all. He didn't do much. In fact, he got cut his second year. Got put on a practice squad, came back. I think he got in like the last half of the year. They elevated him off the practice squad, and he did okay. And then last year he had kind of a breakout season because he developed a chemistry with Baker Mayfield on the second string during training camp when Tyrod Taylor was still the starting quarterback at the time. Antonio Callaway does have more physical gifts, but he's not a more polished receiver than Rashard Higgins is right now. And maybe Rashard Higgins isn't healthy. Maybe he's not. I don't know. Maybe he really isn't fully healthy. I don't know that. But in my opinion, the reason that Antonio Callaway is getting the nod over Rashard Higgins is because he is a John Dorsey guy. And John Dorsey has a very big ego. I'm not saying John Dorsey's a bad general manager. I'm just saying he has a very large ego. Will this change? I don't know. Something seems off with Rashard Higgins. Just from his body language, you could tell he's not happy, which I wouldn't be either. He got hurt. He probably feels he's a better player than Antonio Callaway, a more polished player than Antonio Callaway, and he deserves to be playing. So this whole situation, in my opinion, is all it really comes down to is Antonio Callaway is a John Dorsey guy. That's how I see it. Unless Rashard Higgins still isn't fully healthy and he's just saying he is. Maybe the trainers are telling the Browns, he's not full go yet. Maybe they're telling him that. I don't know. We don't know that. Maybe he is on a snap count. But from everything Rashard Higgins says, he's ready to go. He's ready to go. He's full speed. He should be out there. Antonio Callaway has a lot of drop problems. He does stupid shit. He is physically gifted. He could be great. If he really wanted to be great, he could be. There's no doubt in my mind. In my opinion, he's every bit as good. He has the physical gifts that Antonio Brown has. But the difference is, even though Antonio Brown's a psycho, is Antonio Brown works really fucking hard at his craft. And Antonio Callaway's still young, and he's made mistakes. And I don't know if he'll ever even get to that level or get a chance to even mature, because he might be out of the league before we know it. Now, obviously, we know Josh Gordon's got plenty of opportunities, so I'm sure Antonio Callaway will get plenty of opportunities as well. But he's not Josh Gordon either physically. But Antonio Callaway does have physical gifts. We've seen the speed last year in New Orleans when he ran under that Hail Mary. We've seen it. So, will he prove to be a better receiver in the long run than Rashard Higgins? I don't know. But I can tell you now, Rashard Higgins won't be on the Cleveland Browns next year. I can almost guarantee that. And it's sad because I really like Rashard Higgins. I think he seems like a really good dude, and he loves being in Cleveland, and he wants to be a Cleveland Brown. And he's become a really productive receiver. Like I said, he's not the fastest guy, but he's developed a knack for finding the open spots in the zone. And Baker Mayfield has built a connection with him. So it is a little mind-boggling to me that he's not seeing much action right now because of the connection him and Baker have. And I'm sure Baker has some pull within the organization. But John Dorsey's a shot caller. And, there's a reason that Freddie Kitchens was hired as head coach. As much as I wanted them to hire Freddie because of what we've seen from him last year offensively, I believe a big reason that he was hired was because John Dorsey could control him. And they say that's a reason Greg Williams wasn't hired, which I'm glad they didn't hire Greg Williams, because I think Greg Williams is a buffoon. But there would have been a power struggle there to begin with, because him and John Dorsey probably would have butted heads many times. And Freddie is not like that. So like I said in a couple videos ago, John Dorsey deserves some of the blame for the Browns' dysfunction right now. And we better fucking win that game this Sunday against Denver. Denver has no Joe Flacco. They're rolling out some dude that they just signed to the team, or he's a rookie or something. I don't know, but they better win that game. If the Browns do not beat the Broncos Sunday in Denver, season's over. It's over. I don't care how many games are left. I don't care how big of a winning streak they think they can put together. It is over. They better win. They better win. They're supposed to win this game. Good teams win the games they're supposed to win. A lot of people are talking about how, the Browns' schedule softens up. But does that really matter to you? Like, honestly, is that what you want, to see us just beat teams that are not as good? I want to see us beat the good teams. Now, hopefully what can come from having a lighter schedule is we can string some wins together and build some confidence. And then maybe, just maybe, if we luck out and somehow fall ass backwards into the playoffs, we can have some chemistry going and we can be playing our best football come January. That's the hope, at least. But I'm not sure that's going to happen. I'm not 100% confident in it. I'm not. Look, I'm a lifelong Cleveland Browns fan. I'm 31 years old. I've never even seen the Browns be good. I watched them make the playoffs in 2002 when Kelly Holcomb threw for 437 fucking yards in Pittsburgh in the wild card game, and Pittsburgh still came back and beat us. That's the only time I've ever seen the Browns make the playoffs. And I've never missed a single game. I've watched every single game, win or lose, mostly lose. And I've just developed a habit of not being confident in this team. And unfortunately, that sucks, but it's the truth. They've let me down so many times. I just don't know if I have confidence in them to put together a big win streak and make the playoffs. I know this is a different team with a different regime. I understand that. But they haven't shown me anything different so far. In my opinion, the Browns have too many weapons on their team. But we'll get into that in another video. So, the Browns better go to Denver and win. Because if they don't, our season's over. That's all I have for this video. I just wanted to make a quick video talking about the Rashard Higgins things. Hit that like button if you would. Subscribe if you would, please. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.